webinar of with Dr. Dave, and I'm gonna introduce Dr. Dave first. And this webinar is gonna be recorded, so whoever could not join today, they can see it. He's gonna present for 45 minutes, and then we'll keep last 10 minutes open for our Q&A. In the meantime, if you have any questions, feel free to type it in the chat, and we will try to address your questions towards the end of the session. And if there are too many questions, we will also set up one more round with Dr. Dave just to make sure we are addressing all the questions. So, brief introduction about Dr. Dave. He's 98 years young man enjoying his sannyas ashram. In his childhood, he got opportunity to get blessings from Mahatma Gandhi, and he even attended his evening prayers on the bank of Sabarmati River. He received blessings from Gandhiji when he was 4 years old, and then he taught in high school in Ahmedabad, teaching his favorite subject Gujarati, Sanskrit, and English. He got his M.Ed and then taught at Teachers College in Ahmedabad. After that, in 1959, he came to US on Fulbright exchange program. He got his MA and PhD in education at University of Chicago, and his passion is to help others. So he was a full-time professor at Governors State University, practiced psychotherapist, and he then migrated to Phoenix, Arizona to help his daughter create Montessori school in Phoenix, and he has been teaching peace education at his daughter's school. That school name is Desert Garden Montessori, and he's still teaching mindfulness parenting classes for parents of Montessori school. And he conducts 2 Zoom sessions, one on mindful meditation and living mindfully, and other is essential teachings of Bhagavad Gita. These classes are open to everyone at no charge. So if anybody wants to attend this session, feel free to reach out to me, or I'll post it in our group WhatsApp chat. So with that said, I'm going to request Dr. Dave to kickstart the session and share your wisdom and knowledge with all of us so that we can learn from you and stay and use your wisdom. Thank you.
Thank you. Very happy to be invited and do this seminar. It's my tradition that we start something important, something to learn, something to practice. We start with an invocation. This is 5,000 years invocation, old invocation. And the message is very, very important. It's a message for everybody, wherever we are. So it's in Sanskrit, and then I'll translate into English. Om Sahana Vavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karava Vahai Tejasvina Vaditamastu Ma Vidvisha Vahai. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Let's eat together. Let's join our hands together. Let's relate together peacefully, joyfully. Let us invest our energy for doing something, a noble cause. Let there be peace locally, nationally, and globally. This verse really presents a very important way of learning how to live together. That's what the families are. Family is a social unit, and we learn how to live together peacefully, joining hands with each other in a united way, in a compassionate way, so that our energy is invested for doing things better, for serving others. This is a spiritual way of raising our children, raising our own selves, and practicing with children. So there are two important ideas in this workshop or seminar. One is mindfulness, and the second is holistic health. So let me introduce the idea of mindfulness. The idea of mindfulness comes from Gautama Buddha, who flourished 2,600 years ago in India. And he came up with two important ideas to evolve ourselves and help others to evolve together. The first idea is mindfulness. The Pali word is sati, S-A-T-I, translated into English word, mindfulness. It is very important to understand this concept, what is mindfulness. So all of us have mind. How do we use our mind? We can use our mind to create positive energy, elevate ourselves and elevate others on a higher plane, spiritual plane. So it is very important for us to be mindful. Mindful of what? Mindful of everything we do. Mindful of what I eat, when I eat. Food is extremely important, as we know. So it helps us to make wise choices. Mindful about how I talk, how do we communicate. The words matter, as we all know. If I use words that hurt you, that hurts your heart and breaks our relationship. So it's very important to pay attention to this concept of mindfulness. The concept of mindfulness has come to America the last 35 years or so, and many people, scientists and researchers, psychologists, psychotherapists are embracing this concept because this is really self-work. You work on yourself diligently, intelligently, compassionately. So when we join our hands together like this, we always can uplift not ourselves, but others who are connected with us. That was the Buddha's message, that we can all create a mindful family, not only mindful monks, mindful family. How can we create mindful neighborhood? How can we create mindful community? And how can we create mindful the world, the whole world we can do that. That was Buddha's call. So this is a gift that comes from Gautama Buddha. The next important concept is holistic. Now, what is holistic? This is also a relatively new concept. I use the word relatively new concept because our ancient people of wisdom have deeply thought about all these things, how to live, how to prosper peacefully, how to how to live peacefully. So the word holistic has 5 dimensions. The first dimension is physical dimension. We all have body. How do I relate to my body? Do I take care of my body? How do I take care of my body? There are many wonderful ways of taking care of our body. And people ask me the question, you are 98 years old and I'm pretty sure you will live for more than 100. So they give me a guarantee and I accept that joyfully, gratefully. But this is very important. So what keeps my body wholesome, healthy? This is extremely important for us when we raise a family, because we raise our children. We relate to our parents and grandparents. That's our culture. So how to take care of the body is extremely important. In our spiritual understanding, body is called a temple. Body is a temple. So as I take care of the temple, I take care of the body. Body is a temple. So that's very important. That's what do I eat? What is my sleep? How is my sleep? Do I sleep soundly? Do I at least have 8 hours of sleep? It's very important to remain healthy and wholesome, to have good, sound sleep. How do we do that? Meditation helps us again to do that. When we practice meditation, the mind becomes quiet and clear. That's an important dimension. The second dimension is breath. There is a whole science of breath developed by yogis, ancient yogis. One of the greatest books that I have read, which I would recommend you to read, and if we have time, we may have also a workshop on that, is Patanjali's Yoga Sutra. Patanjali was a great rishi, an enlightened teacher, and he has written 196 sutras, aphorisms, to help us to take care of our body, to take care of our breath, to withdraw the mind from those stimuli that create problems within us, between us, and for the whole world. How can we really create quiet mind, calm mind, clear mind? So that's an important dimension, mindfulness. Another important dimension, and then we'll go through an experience. Another important dimension is breath. How am I breathing? Am I doing belly breathing, diaphragmatic breathing, or shallow breathing, or rapid breathing? Our own experience has taught us. Patanjali talks about pranayama, regulating our breath. And scientific study also have shown that when we do belly breathing, our life extends, expands. That's one of the reasons why I am healthy at the age of 98, because I do belly breathing, diaphragmatic breathing. Another important dimension of holistic health or holistic wellness is emotions. We are not only rational human beings, but we are emotional human beings. And as we know, there is a spectrum of emotions, good emotions, positive emotions, such as kindness, love, gratitude, thankfulness, forgiveness. These are all positive emotions that we can cultivate by learning how to do that. So that's very, very important part. This is the heart center. We call it heart center, center of love, unconditional love. When you love your child, you don't expect anything in return. We just love unconditionally. When you love somebody whom you marry, you love unconditionally. You don't place conditions for flourishing the loving relationship. It's pure love, unselfish love. And we do that not only for the members of our family, but we can do it for ourselves also. Charity begins at home. Am I cultivating kindness for me? Am I cultivating love, self love for me? If there is no love, there is no light, there is darkness, there is no connection. So it's very, very important, heart center as we call it, or Patanjali's call it. That center is very, very important. And the next one is relational dimension. We are relational beings. We are social beings. We would not have been born if there were no two people, husband and wife. It's very important, extremely important to create that climate in the life, in the relationship, where we respect people, we take care of them, we serve them when they need. I live with my son here in Naperville and with my daughter. My wife has passed away. They always take care of me unconditionally. That's the way we have families, where we take care of people who get old. We believe in extended family system. So we don't put them in nursing homes and elsewhere. We take care of them. That's what happened to my wife when she passed away. She was always at home, surrounded by people who loved her. So this is very important part in this relational dimension. So that's what I mean by holistic paradigm. It's a holistic paradigm: physical, breath, mental, emotional, relational. Now I would like us to go through a short meditation experience to experience what I'm talking about. So there is a conceptual foundation and there is an experiential foundation. Conceptually, I gave it little explanation. Now, the experiential part, we do it together, and I will facilitate that process. Are you ready? If you are ready, the first thing to do is to make it sure that your body is placed in an upright, comfortable, relaxed,
Recording in progress.
alert position. That's the first important step. We take care of our body. Patanjali, in his Yoga Sutra, uses the word sukhasana, placing our body in a comfortably relaxed position. Now, when we do this, just pay attention to what kind of changes take place in us. Our body is placed in a very comfortably relaxed, upright position with our feet firmly planted in the Mother Earth. Just take a moment. Feel your body. Place your body in a comfortably relaxed, alert position. This is the first dimension of mindfulness. body. Notice the changes taking place, small changes taking place in your body when you place your body in a comfortably relaxed position. Our body has bodily sensations, pleasant, unpleasant. Our body may feel tension and tightness. That happens to the body. Now is the time for us to compassionately relate to our body. Feel the tension. And in order to release the tension, we do belly breathing, the second important dimension of holistic wellness. Let's breathe in together, slowly, gently, deeply. Follow your own rate of breathing. Notice your belly is rising when you breathe in. Your belly is going in when you breathe out. Let's do it a couple of more times. Breathe in, our belly rises. Breathe out, belly goes in. When we do this relaxing belly breathing, the parasympathetic nervous system in our brain creates what we call a relaxation response. Our body gets relaxed. Our mind gets relaxed. That is the power of what we call diaphragmatic breathing, pranayama. In mindfulness paradigm, we don't judge anything that happens in our body. This is our body. If the body is tired, we relate to our body, the tired body, and do simple, gentle exercises and breathing. The third dimension is mind. We all have mind. The question is how we use our mind. We all have our body. How do we take care of the body? We all breathe. How we are breathing. Same way we have mind. As we know, mind wanders. Sometimes it is called monkey mind. It's not steady. The research shows that 45% of the time our mind takes a hike, doesn't remain steady. So we learn by doing belly breathing, focusing our mind on our breath. And if it goes anywhere, we gently bring our mind back to our breath. So our breath becomes an important center for creating steadiness. Breath is like an anchor. It keeps us steady. So let's do that. Once again, become aware of how we are sitting in a comfortably relaxed position. We are breathing in and out slowly, gently, deeply. Slowly, slowly, we are experiencing relaxation response by breathing in and out slowly, gently, deeply. Now let us pay attention to our mind. Become aware of what thoughts are going through our mind. Without judging, without criticizing, just become aware. What kinds of thoughts are going through our mind? In mindfulness approach, we let the thoughts come, breathe in, breathe out, we let it go. We don't hold on to the thoughts. In the Bhagavad Gita, it says, Manaha eva manushyanam karanam bandha mokshayoho. It is the mind that binds us. It is the mind that creates freedom. Mind is very important. How do we use our mind? Are we using our mind mindfully? Are we becoming aware of whatever thoughts arise in our mind? Let them come, let them go, and create that space within us, space of quietness, space of clarity. This is our home. This is homecoming. Now let's pay attention to our emotions and what kinds of feelings arise in our heart at this time. No judgment. No judgment. Just be mindful. Breathe in, breathe out, slowly, gently, deeply. When we do that, recognize how our heart is filled with caring emotions. There are two kinds of caring, self-caring and caring for somebody. If I don't take care of myself, it's hard for me to take care of others. This is not selfishness. This is taking care of our own selves so we can take care of others. Pay attention to what emotions you feel at this time. Emotions for your child, for your children. Pay attention to your heart. The heart speaks. What kind of feelings and emotions you have for your life partner. Very important. We can hurt people by emotions that are not positive and helpful, or we can really lift them up by having those emotions and expressing them in real life. Just take a minute or so. Pay attention to your heart. Listen to your heart. Bring the face of your child or children. Bring the face of your life partner, parents, grandparents. And we do it in a very gentle, loving way. Our heart is filled with positive emotions, love, compassion, kindness. And the last dimension is spiritual dimension. When I use the word spiritual, I am not talking about religious. All traditions, wisdom traditions, have spirituality. By spirituality, I mean going beyond yourself, extending our hands, extending our heart, reaching out, helping people, holding their hands. A child cries, we comfort the child. That's the spiritual dimension. Somebody, member in family is sick, we take care of that. That is spirituality, taking care of somebody. And we go beyond our home, our neighbor, our community, our nation, and our whole planet. There is no end to it. This spirituality has no end to it, beyond space, beyond time. We feel at home. We feel at home. Namaste. Thank you. I would encourage you to put all these things experientially. Otherwise, it's simply theoretical. And I'm pretty sure all of you might have gotten something. Now, I have one little poem that I read yesterday, which I would like to. It's an English poem. I loved it. It's written by a person who is not that much educated, but it's a language of the heart. Let love lead you to listen more. Understand fully. Connect more securely. Forgive more fully. Communicate more clearly. And respond more gently. This applies to us and to relationships. We take care of ourselves. There's no selfishness. That's called enlightened self-interest. Do I listen to myself? Do I love to listen to myself? Or my mind is noisy? Am I learning to be quiet? Let love lead you to listen more. Apply that in the family. The child would like to talk, your life partner, your friend, your neighbor. Do you listen to your member of the family, your friend, attentively, fully, without rushing? Understand fully. Understanding each other is very important, but self-understanding, it has two sides of the coin. One is self and the other is other. Am I understanding myself fully? Am I seeing the clouds of disturbance in my mind? Am I hearing myself patiently, quietly? Am I really with myself completely, or my mind is wandering? This is all self-work and then the work between people. But it begins with ourselves. Unless I have taken care of myself, it's very difficult to take care of others. Connect more securely. Do the members of your family feel secured to say what they want to say? Sometimes it may not be pleasant. Do we let them do that? It's so important to have this open, honest channels of communication. Within me, am I listening to myself? Am I listening to somebody in my life? Forgive more fully. We all make mistakes. I'm not holding on to the mistakes. I'm just recognize, become aware of, let it go, let it go, let it go. That's forgiving more fully. When we forgive more fully, feel your heart, feel your mind, feel your body. The weight that we are carrying is reduced significantly. Communicate more clearly. Are we clear about what we say? Or not. It should be simple, clear, not confusing, not conflictual, and respond more gently. Become gentle to your own self. If you are gentle to your own self, it becomes easy to respond to others gently. Gentle touch, gentle sight, gentle words. In many ways, we express our gentleness. Now, I think if you have questions, I'm pretty sure you would have questions. Feel free to send the questions and we will respond to them.
Yeah, whoever has questions, please feel free to type in their name in the chat and we will take it in that order. So whoever has any questions.
I see one chat.
So while we are waiting, Doctor,
you are also welcome to ask questions.
I can start the question part.
Sure.
So we talked about the holistic meaning, emotional, like physical. Then we go to the breath, then mental, emotional, and then relational. That level, right? That is the sequence.
And the last is spiritual.
Spiritual.
Right.
So, how does prayer help us? Is it more at a all connects to the all level, or is it more of a spiritual level? The prayers that we do in the morning or
Right.
multiple times in a day.
Right. I think prayers are wonderful. And one of the ways in which I differentiate between prayer and meditation. In prayer, we talk to God. In meditation, we listen to the God within. So, Buddha came from that mindfulness meditation approach. He didn't discard prayer, but his emphasis was there is some light within our own selves. There is wisdom within our own selves. We need to tap it. So when we really listen to ourselves, we know who we are, what our obstacles are, what kind of changes I need. All this is being learned from within. Now, in ancient Indian system, there are three important steps of learning, since we are talking about learning. The first is like we are doing right now. I'm talking as a teacher or a guru, and you are listening. And you are listening, hopefully, attentively.
Hmm.
So that is the first Shravana. Shravana. Listen. Listen attentively. If I don't listen to you, my relationship will break down because I don't care about you. So listening is very important. Shravana and then manana. Manana is reflecting on what I am saying. Not just take it for granted. I reflect. Let me know what mindfulness means, like you are raising the question. What is mindfulness? What is the difference between prayer and meditation? What is the difference? This is very important point. That's the way we grow, by asking questions, by reflecting. And the third step is manana. Apply what you learn. Three steps are interconnected, very organic steps. Shravana, Manana, Nididhyasana. Nididhyasana means integrate that in your life. So if we say Satyam Pada, for example, now you have ears, you know Sanskrit, probably you say, yeah, tell the truth. I heard it. Did I hear it? Did I listen to it? Or are simply words? So it's very important. So when in mindfulness, paying attention is extremely important. In prayer, we don't do that. We just pray to God. It's wonderful, but mindfulness is different. Meditation is different, in which you are listening to wisdom within our own selves. We are seeing the light within our own selves. And that slowly blossoms. So that's the difference. I think in Buddhism, in Hinduism also, meditation is highly emphasized. Patanjali's Yoga Sutra really goes into deeply. And the last verses say that when you really are, your mind is so clear, so quiet, the whole world belongs to you. You become a world citizen, a citizen of the world. You don't need a passport. You become a citizen of the world. See, that's kind of an expansion of consciousness. So meditation has to deal with consciousness. Am I conscious? Am I fully conscious? Or I'm half asleep? These questions are very important questions in relationship. When we talk to our children, am I really fully present? That is very important. The children really feel respected, loved, cared for, understood if I do that, for husband and wife. So this meditative approach, which has that listening, quietness, connectedness. So both are important.
So when you started this meditation technique, were you able to start? Is there any specific time that we should do meditation, like early morning, or should it be any time of the day, or like whenever you feel tired? What do you recommend?
I think our tradition has taught us to do meditation 3 times. It's called Brahma Muhurta, morning, then Madhyana, afternoon, and Sandhya, evening. Our ancient rishis advise us that meditate 3 times. Why? That's a good question. Why do we meditate in the morning? Why? Are we fully awake? I'm half asleep. So meditation is kind of a little bell that rings and say, hey, now is the time to be quiet and to be with yourself, because your mind is going to go everywhere. So in order to bring the mind here, fully focus, meditate. Depending on your time, if you are an early riser, maybe when everybody is quiet, you may meditate, or maybe group meditation, family meditation. But I think morning time is considered one of the best. And I also find evening time very important. See, a lot of research has shown that when people quiet their mind, clear their mind before they sleep, the sleep is very sound, very wholesome sleep, healthy sleep, because we need 8 hours of sleep in order to rejuvenate our body and mind. So evening meditation or before you go to sleep is wonderful, very wonderful.
So in this age of social media where phone is ringing continuously and the chatter is continuously going on,
Mm.
a lot of people have difficulty sleeping.
Yeah, that's very true. Also, I think the Ayurveda, science of life, Ayurveda, is ancient system of medicine. It's holistic medicine. Ayurveda has taught us what you eat makes a difference when you sleep. Very, very important. What you eat. If you eat simple food, nutritional food, not heavy duty food, fried food and sweet food, your sleep is much better. The second important thing that Patanjali talks about, take simple breathing. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. That's also very helpful. Why? Because when you do the rhythmic breathing, it creates a relaxation response in body and mind. Mind is more quiet, body is relaxed. Your sleep is very sound. And I think we need to teach our children also, but first of all, we need to learn and practice. The children see us doing that and then they will follow us. But I think we can set a very good example, because not enough sleep causes lots of problems. Lots of problems.
Does that lead to faster aging? Lack of sleep, or I've seen people sleeping only maybe less than 5 hours or 6 hours.
I think people pay the price for that eventually, because sleep deprivation is considered one of the biggest problems. People go through anxiety. I couldn't finish my work. I couldn't sleep well. Anxiety. Damn it, why am I doing that? Anger at yourself or depression. So all these difficulties that we have, mental problems and so on, relational problems, are connected with my freshness. When I wake up, am I smiling or am I frowning? Very important, extremely important. When our sleep is good, we smile when we get up. We welcome somebody, say hello, good morning, and we really mean it, not for the sake of saying. So I think sleep is very, very important, extremely important. What we eat, whether I'm moving my body or not, our life has become so sedantic. So the body is supposed to move. So am I doing some simple yoga exercises and breathe combined? That was my dissertation at the university, as to how, if people learn meditation, their anxiety level, their depression level significantly goes down. That was my research study, and showed that real study with people who were anxious, who were angry, who were depressed. So it's a very powerful practice. Good question, and I hope you got it right.
Yes, yes. Anybody else has any questions? I don't want to be monopolizing the discussion, but feel free to ask question now. This is our question answer session. Anyone?
Either they don't send the question, or they don't have any question. They are all clear.
I think the question came, can you explain the poem again?
Yeah, sure. The poem that I read.
Yes.
Let love lead you to listen more. Pay attention to the word love. And the second, listen. Let love lead you to listen more. You do it. You want to do that. That's love. You want to. You want to listen, to begin with, to your own self, two sides of the coin, and then listen to somebody who is communicating with you. This builds bridges between people. Understand fully. That's why I say, question. Do you understand? Do I understand what I'm reading? Very important question. Or I'm just reading for the sake of reading? Or do you understand? The word fully is very important. That requires some time. I don't have time. It's a big problem. Connect more securely. Do I feel safe and secure in what I want to say? Especially the children, I teach these parenting classes, and it's very hard to encourage children what is on their mind, because they may say things that you may not like. So we turn them off. Don't talk. So it's very important, extremely important, in my opinion, that the children need to feel secure. This is a safe place for me to speak my truth, to tell my truth. Communicate more clearly. No clouding mind, no cloudy words, clear. And the last one, and respond more gently. Gentleness is a quality, very important quality. Thank you for reminding me of that poem.
Yeah, one more question, Doctor. Meditation is very important, and right now we have a busy schedule attending family, kids, work, kitchen. What do you suggest for mothers to make time for meditation?
Yeah, sadly enough, mothers are more busy than daddies, others, unfortunately, sadly. So I think, because I really feel very deeply for mothers, because they really work very, very hard. So I think my personal belief is that there should be some negotiation in the family, that, and say it fully, that I need time to quiet myself, to do some stretching. I need some time. Let's get together. That's called family gathering, family meetings. And everybody can say that, so we need to give that time, that room for people to say, you can, and then let's talk about what is the best time. But how can we reduce your burden is very important. There are many things I learned growing up as a child. I can clean my pots and pans. I can, though I was a child, I was taught to do that, which is very good teaching. Or I can clean my pots and pans, and I can sleep by myself. You don't need help. But I think that it's very important to have a family meeting and talk about how to find time, because members of the family care about each other. So we have to sometimes speak out. Satyam Vada, tell the truth, what is on your mind.
So one more question has come up. Do you think the worldwide spiritual awakening is occurring?
It's occurring? Yes, it is occurring. I see a lot of people serving, having courage to stand up, raise their voice against injustice. And there are lots of injustice we see in the world, racism, and people coming from other countries are not good, and so on and so forth. So there's a lot of hatred and a lot of anger, and the climate sometimes is not very conducive. But I believe in not giving up. I believe in that, like people who are attending this seminar, or you, for example, are organizing, this is a seva you are doing for the community. This is wonderful. Good things are happening. Yes. A lot of people are taking classes now. Meditation class I'm teaching every Saturday. It's wonderful. People come, people learn, and hopefully they will share with their friends or neighbors. It's one light lighting up another light, another lamp. So that's my hope, and I think it is based on some reality. It's not wishful thinking. Things are happening. I have great faith in young people. They are really very creative and bold, raising their voices against injustice. And we see that. It's good awakening. Basically, people love freedom. People love respect. People love regard. That's basically human hunger. So I think I'm hopeful.
So one more question, Doctor. How to cater to different family members' needs in a harmonious way, especially if there are kids and elder in the family with varied needs?
Right. It's a very good question. I think I like the word harmony. It is very important. And I think one of the things that I do when I do counseling also, family counseling, and I say, let's sit together. The first important idea, let everybody talk and everybody listens. This is a sacred time. It's a sacred time for the family. Young, old, man, women, whoever. I think that's all. When we were in Chicago, and we had lots of people who would come to our house to stay. Some people didn't have money enough. So we let them be in our house, our relatives or friends. I'm not talking about people we don't know. But it was very important with so many people in the house. Who is going to take care of the garbage? Who is going to take care of the mail? Who is going to cut the grass? There are so many responsibilities. So every Saturday, we will spend 2 hours at the table. Let's talk about what things that we did was right and what can we do to reduce the burden of others. What can we do? We are a family. So there's a kind of a dialogue. It's very important to have that kind of once a week dialogue. We call them family meetings. It was wonderful because there were people of different ages and different tastes and likes and so on and so forth. We created that harmony. It was a wonderful. Still, those people who are with us, they still remember us, thankfully and gratefully, because they brought their own gift. So I think the family meetings, I would strongly advise when I do counseling, that's one of the things I do. Let's do family meeting right here in the session, not giving ideas, but let's do that, experiential. So I wish all of us pay attention to this and let our life blossom.
I agree. One more question. I think has come on. How can we undo belief that we are separate beings and put into practice our spiritual belief of interconnectedness?
Yeah, that's a very important question. We are human beings. We are human beings. It's made up of two words. Human being, two words. Being is that part of ourselves which is a teacher within our own selves. That part of ourselves which is connected with our higher self. Connected with that's a spiritual foundation I'm calling out. There is a being. Being has no gender. Being has no caste. Being is pure. We call it pure consciousness. So if I pay attention to my pure consciousness as a mirror, and I look at it and learn from my own self, ask question, how was my day? Did I do something that helped me or help others? That's spirituality. Was I kind to my child? Did I have patience? So that mirror, I look at the mirror and I say, I'm learning, I'm learning. And when I make transformation in that, then that being leads us in our life. That is the being, that's the voice of God, if you use that word, or divine guidance, or divine light that enlightens us. Buddha, when he was passing away, one of his disciples, Ananda, asked him question. You are going away. What shall we do? And Buddha's answer was very simple. Appa Deepo Bhava. Be your own light. Be your own lamp. That's that being. That's the being. And we are becoming. So we need to be connected with that being. When we do that, life becomes wonderful. Because there is God within ourselves. That's our Hindu, Buddhism, all believe there is God within us. There is the divine light within all of us. Whether I'm educated or not, whether I have a degree or not, there is a divine light within all of us. We need to just help people to remove the darkness by love and compassion, empathy, kindness.
Sorry, I was on mute. I was talking on mute. We have two more questions. Doctor, I know we are out of time. So if you are okay, I can share
Okay,
that with you. We'll wrap it up in next 2 to 3 minutes.
sure.
How to overcome the initial resistance to start the inner work? I guess she's talking about spiritual inner work or meditation work, how to overcome that initial resistance.
Right.
Also, when we implement all these in life, then our patience sometimes feel like silence, like a silence or weakness to others. How do we respond to ourselves and others in those situations?
So let's take the first question first. What is the first question?
How to overcome the initial resistance
Right,
to
right,
start the
right,
inner work?
right. So I think an important question that I would ask is, what am I resisting? We need to be very clear and very honest, very candid with us. What am I resisting? For example, getting up early in the morning is a virtue. Am I resisting to get up early in the morning? Resisting? Because there are virtues of getting up early in the morning. It's quiet, I'm less tired. I can, so there are reasons. It's a rational approach. It's not just fluke. So it's a rational approach. Why am I? So my resistance will go down if I ask questions that why am I resisting? Is it because it is new? I don't know. That's why. If it is new, I can read, I can listen to podcasts, I can have a teacher. So we become very honest with our own selves, openness to learn, and then slowly and gradually the wall of resistance becomes small and small and small. And when we don't resist and do the right thing, we see the benefits of it. In psychological terms, our habits get reinforced, our efforts get reinforced, and we like to do that. So resistance is resisting want is very important. Why am I resisting? How can I overcome my resistance? So these are some of the ideas that I have about resistance.
And the second question is, when we implement all this in life, then our patience sometimes feel like silence or weakness to others? How to respond to others, ourselves, and others in those situations?
I think the word response and react, these are two important words for all of us to learn. React means not knowing why somebody did something to me. Then I react. If I say, for example, I want you to be silent. I want you to be quiet. I'm reading. I want you to be quiet. No, I'm not going to be quiet. I have a right to do whatever I want to do. I mean, all these statements are made, I'm right. I can do whatever I want to do, etc., etc. So we have to really work on these things because people who are in my life are very important. I care about me. So the first important thing is to become aware of my own self. Why am I quiet? Is it out of fear or out of wisdom? Because some people are quiet because they don't want to say anything and say, oh, if I say something, people may laugh at me. And if I make mistake, and I mean, these things happen in classrooms. You must have been familiar with this. So people remain quiet. So that quietness is not a healthy quietness. So it's very important. Now, if you don't talk, I would really like to understand why you don't talk. Not in a judgmental, critical way, but out of genuine curiosity. What is it? What are you resisting? Why are you so quiet? I'm talking about quiet that is meditative quiet. What is happening to your mind? Where is your mind? Giving all kinds of hints and suggestions are very helpful in relationship, I'm talking about, or in teaching. In my classes, the same thing happened. I don't react. Is there anything important you want to say? Let me hear what it is. So I'm not shutting him down. See, the point I'm making, the person feels respected. Respect is very important. Our children learn to respect themselves and respect others by adults. So we do that. We become good parents that way. We have good children. Defiant. There's also defiant silence. Right? I don't want to say anything. So you never ask me. That's a very defiant, hurting behavior. I think we have to really learn how to work on it because is not going to work. How many times you may use the word you should. I'm here to understand with empathy. The word empathy, compassion are very, very important words to use, all of us, as we grow up.
Awesome. Yes, thank you, doctor. Thank you so much, Dr. Jagdish Bhai. We learned a lot and we would love to hear more, I guess, maybe in terms of meditation practice. So if you can share the Zoom sessions which you do twice a week,
Yeah.
One on Bhagavad Gita and one on mindful meditation and living mindfully.
Yeah.
I will share that with our community.
Right.
Whoever can join, definitely. And one curious question from my side was when you said belly breathing,
Yeah.
is it happening all the time or are you consciously putting effort to do belly breathing?
Good question. We all breathe, otherwise we won't be alive. But how do we breathe is important. So I teach in a simple way. I say, put your hand on your belly and take a deep breath. Watch what is happening to the belly. Is it rising Is it going down? When we breathe in, the belly rises. When we breathe out, the belly goes in. If a person doesn't breathe in the right way, then a teacher, a mother, a father teaches the child, teaches each other. Let's breathe together. I think togetherness is extremely powerful. I am with you. I'm with you. Let's breathe together. Then I put my hands on my belly. Take a slow, gentle, deep breath. Hold for 4 seconds, which is called kumbhaka. Breathe out. If you do it 10 to 15 times, your body gets relaxed. That's the power of breathing. It creates what we call relaxation response. Because we
So
have
when we get, let's say, stressed out, and when we are too much worked out, or when we feel that there is a anxiety or stress level
right,
in our mind, do you recommend this belly breathing at that point of time so that we cool down?
right. I would encourage to do the belly breathing when you don't have a problem.
Okay.
And then you learn. Because when you are anxious, it'll be difficult to do. But if you practice, then as soon as you notice your anxiety increasing, you sit quietly and take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 inhalation, exhalation. Your anxiety goes down. You see, there is in the brain, a lot of research is done in the brain. There is amygdala. That's kind of a fight and flight kind of old patterns that we have developed. So when you really breathe in, fight and flight turns into flow. There's a flow of energy. My energy is not used up in fighting or running away. The word flow, and I had a professor at the University of Chicago, he wrote a whole book on flow. He was from Hungary, wonderful professor. And he taught students that this is the tough school. You are very anxious. You get angry, disappointed. I wanted to teach you how to flow, not fight and flight. So flow means health. Fight and flight. I'm reducing my energy, getting weak, shortening my life. So these are simple techniques. And that's why I was thinking about, the Yoga Sutra. That's another powerful book. And people want to do that, then in our class, meditation class, I'm going to start with Yoga Sutra. It's a very ancient, powerful book. Just one sutra, one sentence, and then we elaborate and practice. So I'll be very happy to do things that I can do. And that's called service. I believe in serving people.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Dr. Dave. We really appreciate it, whatever you shared and your wisdom. I loved it. Taken notes also. So I'll try to implement in my life. Thank you all for support and whoever joined the session today. We are gonna share the recording in our group, and I'll also share it with you, doctor, so you can also share it with your group. And please share to Zoom sessions, which I think weekly sessions, whoever can join, because I think in this day and age, mindful meditation is a key to many solutions. So I would definitely join that, one of that, and learn the technique that you shared.
Sure, I'll do that.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you
Namaste.
all. Thank you. Namaste.
Namaste, everybody.
Thank you.